You have like possibly the earliest Cardi interview.
I have the first.
Is it number one?
First Cardi interview. First show was my Fresh Fit pop up in Atlanta in 2013.
Welcome back, everybody, to
the Soul Serum Podcast.
I am your You Really Like Cigarettes host, Clay Bonine. I am usually joined by my brand new phone, just dropped it, co-host Tanner Mavis, but he is not with us this week. It's all good though, because we are still on the Soul Serum Podcast. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Before I introduce our guest today, I gotta remind everybody, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Soul Serum. Follow us on podcast. Follow us on TikTok as well at Soul Serum Podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, the main page, the TV page. It's where we post everything, all our goodies. All the other links are in the description. But enough of the self-plugging, because today on the show we have, in my humble opinion, a Louisville legend. He is a man of many hats, an artist whose creativity lies in many forms. He designs clothes for festivals, DJs at dive bars, directs music videos, animates visuals, and at one point was making his own candles. Everybody, please welcome Francis Thomasovich to the show, man. Can we get a clap from our studio audience over here?
Thank you. I'd bow if I could.
How are you doing today, man? Thank you for coming on the show.
It was good. I had a nice nap on the way here in the back of the Mercedes.
Yeah, yo, like just for so everybody knows, I like walk outside of our house to come get them, and like Wade and Hayes get out of the car, and Frank. Do you want to be called Frank or Francis? What do you prefer?
I go by both.
I'll probably call you Frank then.
Whatever you're more comfortable with. Like, it's like usually like my name's like what people call me is how I know how long they've known me.
Yeah, I see.
So, like some people go back to like franchise. And so
hard.
Which like I got that in middle school, and then I became Fresh Fit franchise, and like and so
Fresh Fit franchise.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, that would be like a hard ass Instagram handle.
I mean it was like the YouTube and like everything else at one point, and yeah, so it was a handle at one point.
well, Frank pulls up and like Hayes and Wade get out of the car. I say what's up to him, and then like Frank opens the back door, and he's just like looks like he's looking for paparazzi. He's just like, oh.
Well, I was making sure I had my puffer coat on because it was cold, so like I was like getting back into. Out of the pillow was turning into the coat again, and so I had to switch it up.
Let's get into some of your work, man. Before we get into any of your recent work, at least, talk to me about where your love for creating and your love for art started. Did it start at Manual, or was it before then? Because let's also get one thing out of the way. Just found out that we went to the same elementary school. Did you go to Mazik?
Yeah,
you were on the
line.
Pipeline,
I did the pipeline.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a MST pipeline kid. I went all the way to high school, science fair every year. Did it all.
Real JCPS shit, man.
Yeah, exclusive. Admitted. The 1%.
But where did your like love for creating start though?
Oh, probably I mean really early on, I guess just like the computer labs that we had, and just like luckily at Brandeis in the early 2000s they actually had a technology budget, which I don't know if any other schools had, but they had like full on like camcorders and things, and like all that stuff was available to me. And like I don't think that stuff is available to like people today at some schools. So like
probably not. At
that time, I mean, that was just one facet of like things I was doing then at Brandeis, but that school really had like a lot of tools, because I was in like band, playing saxophone there, was doing sports, everything. So it just was an all-encompassing place of like, even the art teacher was really nice in there. Yeah. And so
what was the art teacher's name?
I'm not gonna.
Fuck, dude. I can only remember Miss Crenshaw and Miss Spalding. I think she was my third grade teacher.
I had Miss Spalding.
You had Miss Spalding?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Nice.
Connection.
Yeah.
I saw 9/11 happen in third grade for me.
Oh,
so,
shit.
That
Man.
was
What was that like? What was that? What, like, did they roll in the TV cart type shit?
yeah. We were like there in school. The TV was on, but we were like I thought we were supposed to be watching something for like class. I think, and we turned on the TV and then we're like, oh shit, what is this? Like this is a fire action movie. So I remember like somebody saying like, is that the new Arnold Schwarzenegger? Like,
Oh no.
But we were wild kids. Like I remember one girl brought like a whole like, I don't know if it was actually weed, but she was like, yo, this is weed. Like
Brandeis was super interesting because it's like deep in the West End. It's like 29th
28th in Kentucky.
It was at 28th in Kentucky, yeah. And like so you got a lot of like cultures crossing that otherwise may not have crossed.
My bus was a wild trip because I don't think any of the kids like that were on my bus actually went to Brandeis, but like
the bus in elementary school and middle school made me the man I am today.
Yeah,
like,
I was in the back.
Straight up. That and the TARC bus, to be honest, taught me a lot about life.
TARC bus honestly was a lot calmer than the school bus.
That is true.
The school bus, like there was a shooting at a school bus the other day or a few weeks ago.
Jesus, man.
So
oof, that's rough. So Brandeis, though, however, helped like give you a foundation.
I mean, Brandeis, Old Louisville, where I grew up. Like just the surroundings. I mean, I was actually like a violin student since age 4 or 5, a ballet dancer at also the same time, and so like doing all those things, being in performing arts, all that stuff, just constantly learning, absorbing, is just all like kind of just pushed into a full product of my just upbringing of that. Just
Well. So, like I said, like you do a lot of different things, but I think we should just work backwards from your most recent work, and then we'll get into the rest of it. The last thing that I've seen you put out was you did the music video for Houndmouth for their song Las Vegas. Is that the Kentucky Speedway? Is that like in Sparta, Kentucky?
That was Indiana. So they're from New Albany.
Oh yeah, they're from right across the bridge.
And so that's at the what's it called? Thunderdrome or no, that's not even.
No, no idea what it's called. I can look it up though.
Is it Thunder?
I think so.
Is it which city is it? Clarksville? Or is it Jacksonville?
But I've been going there for the figure 8 bus races for a while now because I really enjoy those. And also just you can go there every week during the summer and catch a race, and it's
what about that song made you go when they came to you for shooting the music video? What made you?
I was listening to all the songs and I chose that one to do that video, or that, like I was like, this has a vibe that could go with kind of me, since I've been going to these races anyway. I kind of just wanted that to be on camera because I don't think anybody in Louisville or the area has ever captured this place. And so I was really just like trying to, even to people locally, be like, yo, this shit is tight and it exists.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like $10 and it's a hell of an experience. So Sports Drum. I knew it was weird. It sounds like an 80s like Arnold Schwarzenegger movie where he's fighting for his life.
Futuristic sports, like GM or something.
With some wild Reeboks.
With some wild, bro, I almost wore my wild Reeboks for the podcast. Maybe I should have.
These are the Bear Brick ones? Is that what they are?
Metacom.
Metacom Bear Brick.
Yeah. This is like, I got these, shout out Home Skate Shop.
He's still plugged.
I really like, I am still plugged. I haven't shopped at Home Skate Shop in a while, but like I probably still got my discount there. But
did you work there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I worked there. Okay. I worked there in high school. But the raffle for these, like, you had to answer a question about a local skate video. And I was just like, well, I know the answer to this, so I might as well just like put the shit in, and I won. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. But
I think I asked for that raffle, I hit up my guy 754.
Will
Hartstock.
Hey, yo, shout out Will Hart. Oh my God, it's getting smoky in here. Shout out Will Hartstock. That's my fucking guy.
Yeah, so I was like, yo, Will, what's the answer to this question?
I think it was original recipe. I think it was like, what was the first skate video?
But that's who I asked for. Don't let him know, but that's who I hit up. But I didn't get him.
What size you wear?
11 and a half.
All right, never mind then.
What are you?
I'm a 9.
Oh,
I'm a 9.
Sample size.
Yeah, I am sample size. I have gotten, there were some wild ass samples in the attic of Home Skate Shop. There used to be. And I got some crazy shoes just because I was sample size.
Yeah, because Tom was like really plugged because he was like a rep for so many things. And
Shout out my guy, Tom Horning, man.
Yeah, so Tom was plugged.
That's the homie. Ooh, this is great Louisville talk we're having right now.
Yeah, I mean, I love Home Skate Shop. I would come to the Highlands regularly and buy shit.
Well, let's keep talking here. Another thing that I want to talk to you about that you've done recently is the merch for Lollapalooza in Chicago. How did that deal even come about?
Well, I think luckily with the pandemic and them not knowing if the festival was going to happen or not, they kind of just went out on a limb and were like, let's hit up some designers that can maybe help make the merchandise cool for us. And we want a streetwear feel. And they hit up one of Jack's like assistant managers if he knew any streetwear brands or designers. And then they plugged me he introduced me to them. They liked my stuff, and it was just really pretty. I think in like 2 weeks, I like designed a bunch of stuff and just sent it off. And like, honestly, I wish I like worked into the deal like that. I actually like would have produced it as well or something like wild, like foresight wise. Like if I would have like just a quality check, just to make sure like everything's like perfect.
Were you not a fan of the quality of tea?
Well, they worked with the tees, just like all the print. Like I told them, like they were like, you have full creative control. We'll do whatever you want ink wise. And I was like, all right, cool, like dope. Like this is gonna be sick because like I can really like not do anything. Like I can be pretty creative and like be semi-experimental. Plus, they're probably using maybe a good printer or not. I'm not sure, but you never know. And so I didn't see any of the clothes until I got to Lollapalooza and like saw the physical things and like, damn, like that's not right. And like, damn. And like, and that's...
They didn't even send you like a sample? Like you didn't even get like a sample?
I didn't get pictures till like the day before. Wow. But they were like supposed to, but like that's also the time crunch of like the festival was happening. So I feel like they just literally got the clothes at the check line.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that too. Yeah, it was probably a lot of things falling in place right before they needed to happen.
So it was probably messy as like most things are. I feel like in the music industry, like a lot of messiness.
Facts. Very true. So did you get to go to the festival for free? Like you got backstage pass and all that shit?
I really wanted to work actually like a booth deal into it. So where I could sell nothing at the festival, which would have probably been an even bigger headache. Just like running, like how the scale of Lollapalooza and just like
down in the middle of downtown Chicago.
Yeah, it probably would have been a shit show to try and do that. But I wanted to like try and get ourselves set up there so we could sell. And so like whatever I got paid from Lollapalooza could potentially be exponentially increased by actually like setting up at the festival. And they were like, maybe, no. And like, maybe next year. Yeah. And so I was like, cool. I mean, at least I have that in for the maybe next year. Hopefully it would still be free, or hopefully I still maybe design more merch.
Was it hard to work with like a company or like a festival that big? Like, cause Soul Serum, we recently like have worked like our first time working with like a major record label for a video. And we've just found that like these big like corporations, obviously like we don't have the leverage that they do, but like it's hard to communicate. It's hard for like to get notes on stuff, you know? Like,
yeah. I mean, I feel like a lot of these big, I mean, with the Lollapalooza thing, it wasn't that hard. I think there was like me talking to the merchandising manager, and then they would reach out to their boss for like approval. And if they didn't approve, then it was like back to me to like switch up something. So it was pretty like streamlined for them. But I've had experiences where like the Houndmouth video, I kind of had a slightly different treatment to compared to like what it turned out as. But like there was other people and things that didn't fall in the exact place for the treatment to like look exactly like. And I was like, well, that's okay. Like stuff happens, but like the label wasn't happy with it. And I was like, whoa, like,
like you all came to me, like they came to me to do this. Like,
well, yeah. And I had like just done their, like, I also did their album cover and like all the press photos and things like art direction surrounding that whole rollout. So I was like, this is still like in vision with what the band wants.
right.
So like,
What is art direction, like general art and creative direction, like really what you like to do the most? Or like, is there some form of art or like content that you find yourself being more attracted to? Because like I said in the intro, you take photos, DJ, do videos, clothes, but I feel like I've seen you, like you have this mind that likes to make this all encompassing. Like you're really worried about the whole project. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I feel like art direction is really closely related to that, like feeling, you know?
I mean, it sucks that art direction has like become such a like cliche, like throw out
when people or like the term creative director, you're like, okay,
so like what do you really
what does that mean?
Or like what have you done? And like so like the resume obviously speaks for itself on the ability to do all these things, because a lot of art directors are literally just people that are telling an artist,
I want it to look like this, something like that.
And that's technically just what an art director is, at least like in the term in music business,
right?
Like somebody that's cool enough and has taste that is dictating, you know, what another person to make. But right now we see like since everything's become so DIY and everybody's so cheap, like there's really no, like sometimes there's an art director, sometimes there's not. The organization is all over the place, so it's just like it's all just one rubber band ball.
So what do you like the most out of this process though? Like, is there something that you are more attracted to than the other? Or is it all a floating kind of sliding scale? I'm
not sure like if I have it is sliding constantly and just figuring out what is feasible. Like I recently applied for like a curation grant to curate a show of artwork, and I got my BFA from U of L in 2D interdisciplinary design. So I thought that'd be if I got that, it'd be really cool to do this show. But I'm just all over the place. I mean,
you'll do whatever the project calls for.
I mean, I try to like have like, you know, the Mary Poppins bag of like tricks and skills and ability, or even, you know, if anybody needs something, I can probably do it, and I can probably do it pretty well.
Yeah.
So
that's, you gotta have that. Talk that shit, Frank. Talk that shit, man. Well, let's talk about something else. You're wearing it on your chest and on your head right now. Let's talk about Know Nothings. So you co-founded and co-run Know Nothings, correct? What, remind me of the other gentleman's name?
It's Malachi Shockley.
Yes, I knew it started with an M, but I was not going to get Malachi out of that. Like we were talking before the podcast, I've been to one of the Know Nothings events that you all had, Know Louisville, and for Know Nothings, the good old Kentucky boy himself, Jack Harlow, has worn some of your pieces in concerts and in interviews, most notably like the SNL performance, the Nardwuar interview. Yeah. He's got the hat on. What does it feel like to see something that you've created on like one of the most widely known TV shows ever?
It's cool. I mean, I wish I loved SNL more.
Yeah, I know. Right now, SNL, you know.
But like even I think his first Jimmy Fallon performance, I like sort of creative. I don't want to take too much credit for the like background that they did because I like gave them creative direction and then they didn't follow it exactly. But
that's how that usually goes, I feel like.
But they like took an element of it and just like tore it up. And I feel like Jimmy Fallon doesn't even have that performance anywhere. Like I feel like that's how.
Damn, really? You don't think, is it not on?
It's only on Jack's Instagram.
Ah, really?
Jimmy Fallon does not have that first What's Poppin' performance up anymore. But I think the label or somebody must have been like, take that shit down.
Damn, bro, you were right. That's not on here. I got other.
Yeah, they have the other one.
I have the other ones.
But they were like, yeah, this one wasn't cool.
Interesting.
But I mean, it was good enough for like your first performance, but it wasn't like a blow out of the park thing. And I think
you think the Jimmy Fallon team was like,
I don't think Jimmy Fallon's team was like, take that away. I think Jack's team was kind of like, but I think he left it up on his IG because he doesn't really.
On IG, it's a different thing. It's still cool. But what is it like though? I mean, like when you see him, like even on like the Nardwuar interview,
well, I think
wearing the hat.
I think my favorite experience with him like wearing the stuff was actually when he met Cardi at a studio before he popped off. He like was because Cardi is
like the face. It's like a picture like Cardi has his like
yeah.
hands over
Well,
his face,
so
right?
Cardi only walks up to him because he's wearing my hoodie.
Oh really?
And talks to him because me and Cardi went.
Oh my god, back. Yo, I have some.
So that's where that like he only talked to Jack because he was like, hey, I know your hoodie. I know who made that.
Damn.
Like, how's he doing?
Ooh, that's sick.
And so like that's how like they met and became like cool if they're at all cool at this point, but just like got acquainted to each other.
Yeah.
And so like,
and that was also like right around the Jack and Lil Uzi
like beef,
quote unquote beef too. I think that's why Cardi has his face covered. I feel like it's because like at that point,
I think Cardi had beef with Uzi at that time too.
True. Well, we'll never really know what those guys are on, or at least what Cardi's on. But that's fire though. That's sick. Yeah, I forgot that you have like possibly the earliest Cardi interview.
I have the first.
Is it number one?
First Cardi interview. First show was my Fresh Fit pop up in Atlanta in 2013 that he ever did. Also, Brandon Thomas, I think that's his name, played there. The guy that produced "Bitch You Guessed It." He's had like a pretty good career after that. Dylan Tran, who was like a 2-9 producer, played there. A few other like really young Atlanta, like because we were all really in this Tumblr scene and it was just like popping.
Bro, I'm gonna just go ahead and skip to it. Let's talk about the fucking Tumblr era, bro, because I know that it is important for you and for your style. Do you miss it? Like, do you miss the Tumblr age sometimes, bro? Like 2011 to 2014.
I feel like right now is just like a rehashing of it with Instagram, or like a late, like everybody's kind of treating it in that similar way with like shit posts and photo dumps and like mood boards. Yeah. It's all kind of just a rehashing of that era. And everybody's now like, oh, I miss 2014 father, or like they're going in that like archival, I don't know, even all these archive like pages of like style and whatnot are kind of a similar thing that happened then, of like looking at the past and like nostalgia. I
feel like the biggest difference though is that like the actual platform and the user like layout of Tumblr was way more attuned for that stuff. We just have unfortunately had to like,
well, there's no like there's no like guidelines of like fit.
You could have posted whatever you wanted on Tumblr. It could be a super long image. It could be a really small one. Like
I had this
audio, text posts, photos, videos. Like there really was. I've never really thought about this until now, but I guess part of what made Tumblr so great and what made it so great for people to express themselves was that there wasn't really any rules, right? Like you could make your profile how the fuck you wanted it to.
I actually, in my like thesis at U of L, I like was saying that like all art right now is like derivative of post Tumblr like things, and like that it was like so influential that it was like a whole moment of like an art movement that like happened that nobody's really like looking at.
Yeah. So you would consider it like an art movement?
Yeah,
Like
almost. I mean, at least the things that like came out of it, even like Virgil Abloh and everybody else is from that post.
facts. That is true. We probably wouldn't have the Virgil products that we've been blessed with without Tumblr.
Yeah.
Man, I showed my girlfriend that the iconic picture of like Kanye and Virgil and Don C in Paris the other day, and she was like, "What?" She was like, "What are they wearing?" And I'm just like, "Oh man, like I'm telling you, this was the shit back then." I'm like, this photo is iconic. Like
Taz Arnold.
yeah, yo, and it's actually it all started because we were watching the Fish Sticks episode of South Park, and they're like, I forget who, they don't have everybody from the picture. I think Virgil and somebody else are left out, but there's like a shot of them and it's obviously the picture.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I forgot that was like that. And that kind of sent me on like a random Tumblr remembrance.
But that, I mean, everybody didn't dress like that at the time.
True.
It was very like Paris fashion, like, cause like Paris Fashion Week used to be like, you got to come here and you got to like dress.
Yeah.
So like, but that was also like Kanye suit era, where he was like
Kanye suit era,
808s and Heartbreaks.
Yeah,
and so that whole.
Well, I think this actually kind of bleeds into another question that I wanted to ask you, and I do want to kind of come back to Jack in a second. But one thing that I do want to ask you about too is I've noticed, especially like in doing research for this and watching other interviews, is like something that really strikes me about you is like your range when it comes to consuming art. Like you have the knowledge and appreciation for like high art, you know, elitist kind of art, but you're also very much locked in with like underground hip hop streetwear world, you know? So how can you formulate that range? Like what has happened to where you can do that?
I mean, I think I've always existed in this like, in the art world, they call it like lowbrow, highbrow.
Mm-hmm.
But even like existing in like Louisville, and like I started making clothes through like a graffiti artist print shop, and so like those guys
Identity?
were kinda, so those guys were like
Shout out.
my mentors, and like just being around them, just like I was tagging occasionally out here. I got like arrested one time, and I was like, all right, I'm done. But I would like sneak out of my window at like 2 a.m. and like run around the city with some paint for some reason.
Yeah.
And just like, it's kind of like on some Spider-Man, like see what I can climb up. Am I actually going to tag something? Is somebody behind me?
That adrenaline rush, man. It feels good.
That's the craziest adrenaline rush like ever. Like I remember painting on top of Baxter Avenue Theater at one point, and like right by the sign, even though I love Baxter Avenue Theater, it's my favorite theater. But for some reason, we're just like tagging up there. Somebody's like, hey. And we just like start sprinting across the Mid-City Mall roof to like back to where the ladder is to get off that roof, and like trying. And we're just like, after those sprints, man, you just like, you're breathing so hard. Like,
one time when I was going through my graffiti phase, which like was really great for me because I can still like do letters and whatnot. Like it's never really like left, which I'm very happy for. But me and my homie Sage fucking like we're tagging some shit in my neighborhood, and somebody comes out and they're like, hey, and we didn't even look, bro. We just started running, and Sage hits this corner, and I swear like a fucking cartoon character on a banana peel. This man just whing, like fully sideways, smack the ground, lose the shoe, you just get back up and run. And then after that, I was like, yeah, I don't really like running from people all that much.
I think the saddest part was I like came back the next day, or maybe 2 days later. Maybe I think it was the next day, because I was like, I just want to see, because I never really got to look at what I did. I was like, I just want to see the piece. And I like get there and look up, and nothing's there. And I'm like, oh, damn.
They got you quick like the buff, dude.
They bumped it so fast. And it was so like disheartening to like see something get removed that quickly that it was just like,
feels like a personal attack.
I was like, fuck, like, you know, they weren't just like, all right, we'll get to it later. Like, fuck it. Like, and it's not like the Mid-City Mall is not like a top tier place. Like, why the fuck did they clean that up so fast?
Mid-City Mall, I can just like smell Mid-City Mall right now. You even saying that, I can like smell the fucking inside of that tile floor. It's so weird. That's that. I was gonna go into a weird side story, but we're not gonna go into
my
that.
favorite thing to do there would be to take the grocery carts and play soccer and inside the mall and like almost break a window.
Hey, shout out to the Teen Outpost, man.
The Teen Outpost.
I hope somebody is listening to this podcast from the Teen Outpost. That would just warm my little heart. All the anime.
I wish I took advantage of the Teen Outpost.
I feel like I did not like pull up as many times as I should have, man. But I think I was like, I wasn't on the anime wave, and I felt like I was going to be outside.
Wait, I feel like the Teen Outpost, the fact that it doesn't succeed is because they have the label teen on it, because so many people that would want to go there are like 11 to 12 to 13. And they're like, I'm not teen enough yet to be in the
tween outpost.
we need to add the W on there because it's gatekeeping.
Well, they're gatekeeping fucking Dell computers from all these kids, man. But let's talk though. So identity, they're helping you screen print.
They're helping you screen print, but they also
is on like a lowbrow area of art.
So,
right?
but I'm from Moscow, Russia originally, and so like from Europe and going back to Europe a few times. I'd been to like England, France, the Louvre National Museum in England. So like I'd experienced all these museums, and then coming back to America, also like traveling in elementary school, middle school, like always just going to DC, Chicago, wherever, and always just hitting the museums with like my family or whoever. So it was just like constant immersement, and then going back to Russia and hitting those museums over there, which you see a whole different, like a lot of art that you wouldn't see over here, but just as good, if not better, and some like crazier collections that, because of like the Eastern Western divide of like, we don't fuck with Russia, that you don't ever see a lot of this Eastern work.
That's true. I've never been to a museum in a different country. I've never really considered the fact that you would see art that you probably would never have been exposed to before, just from like cultural differences and cultural stylings, right?
Well, I mean, you gotta still think like the whole like USSR ended in like 92.
Yeah, something like
so
that.
Like, I mean, you don't even know how much like art from there, besides like whatever was like let out from the art world, like, but it is actually like, even till the internet like was actually spread like visually to like all these art books, and all these art books now are like already ingrained with like, this is the shit. And so like you're really kind of,
do you ever run into like this I feel like what you're describing right now is like the highbrow elitist art world, right? Like, isn't this always an argument within the art world of like, you know, like art should be accessible to everybody, but there's like this elitist like kind of gatekeeping, for lack of a better term, going on?
I think the art world's just super Western.
Yeah.
And it's been like dictated
by Western culture.
And now, and like the art books have just been updated on Western culture and stuff in general, and like,
yeah. Do you ever see like a prejudice against like your own art in any of these places? Like whether it's something in a more traditional, you know, U of L interdisciplinary art degree, or
so I made my degree up. Like,
oh, okay, yeah, you just made your degree.
Well,
up.
like they didn't have this degree of like, they were like, the idea of the degree I think existed, but like me actually doing it, like they had all these, like they have this picture of like these posters of all the wall, like you could be a photography major, you could be a painting major, and I was just like, man, I'm not gonna be any of those. I'm gonna choose 4 of those, and I'm gonna be all of that.
I see.
And so that's how the 2D interdisciplinary, because I was like photo, film, video, painting, like just everything in general. So I was just like, I'm gonna install, like in my show, I was like, did an installation, had neon, had this bench, everything.
That's kinda
basically
fire.
looked like the
That's kind of fire.
No
that
Place
you
from
made.
Home tour setup.
Have you done any of like? Did you help with any of the tour stuff for Jack? Like,
Not this one.
Okay.
No. I mean, I definitely would like to.
yeah.
or
What
in
is
whatever
it?
capacity.
Well, what I wanted to.
Well, they have like a whole tour production company. It gets weird because like everything scales up, there's
more.
you
and
have to like
more.
be a company,
right.
and then you have to like have like a team and resources and things, and like I got guys that we could build the Ear Ecstasy stage if it
really came down
if it
to
needed
it.
to happen,
Yeah.
we could get that shit cracking. But would the invoices reflect that? Like, would everybody get paid correctly? I don't know.
That's true. I guess I didn't really consider
Net 45.
because he's starting to get to a point. Like, I wanted to circle back around to the Jack point. Like, well, I still have a different question, but like he's starting to get to a point of like major stardom, like crazy.
Yeah,
I'll like listen. There's an NBA podcast that I really like to listen to, and the dude literally like referenced the Tyler Hero song. And I was like, this is like a 40-year-old dad who likes basketball. It's crazy. Like that's when I really knew. I was like, whoa, this is wild. But like as he becomes more into major stardom, he becomes less and less accessible, right? To more independent like artists like you per se, right?
I mean, I've always been kind of like pop, anti-pop, but like pop at the same time. So like, it's definitely a interesting dichotomy. And like he's also always said in interviews, like he's always opposed being an avant-garde artist. He wants to be this other mega pop star.
Yeah.
And then I'm more on the like avant-garde, like that's what we do. So like there's definitely like a clash in vision. But I believe like you can be avant-garde and you can be a mega pop star.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Tyler the Creator, look at Pharrell Williams.
I think even like the Virgil stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of it's avant-garde, really.
Well, I said a really good point the other day that like Virgil was actually just a graffiti writer, that like his graffiti was just products. And so like he tried, like in his time, he was trying to bomb as much shit. Cause like his tag wasn't great. It was like the Virgil tag, like everything was pretty trash, but like he was trying to like do as much in his, I mean, I didn't know how long he knew his time was coming up to end, but he was trying to bomb as big as he could, as fast as he could.
Man, did you get to go see his exhibit at the Chicago Museum?
Yeah, I saw his Chicago.
Yeah. Me and some friends went to Chicago in I think it was September 2019, and we got to see it.
I think I went twice.
Yeah. It was really cool seeing his stuff in that like space and that context. That's the word I'm looking for, in that context, because up to that point I know Virgil is like the Pyrex guy, the Kanye friend, you know, and obviously Off-White has started and he's starting to make these Nike shoes, but like to see an art installation that he curated in this context, like really gave me a much deeper like appreciation and a much wider lens for this guy as like a legitimate artistic force, like in our culture too. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I was like really surprised when he did the show, because I was like, Virgil, you're 30. What? I don't know how old he was at the time, but he was 38, maybe. I don't know, I'm just gonna guesstimate. Like, but I was like, man, you're so young. Why are you doing a retrospective right now? Like your work's gonna like keep going and going. Like,
I feel like he had to have known for.
I mean, he had to know. I mean,
at least a couple years.
Well,
right?
To call it a retrospective is very, at least giving, because it's like looking back at what your work, and he had only started like pushing that type of work in 2012. So it was like in that 10-year span. So just like to, I don't know, it's pretty ballsy of him, but like nobody like really asked that question. And
it's weird looking back on it after the fact now, kind of thinking about it, because he did call it a retrospective, implying that you're looking back, implying that like something
like this is the end.
Yeah, exactly. Damn, bro, that's so sad.
And and you're like looking at the clothes in the spot, and you're like, I'm not gonna buy this because it's everybody's gonna have this, and you're like being like bougie to yourself, but like.
Do you own any Off-White? You own any?
I have a pair of one pair of the shoes. That's it. Never liked Off-White. It was also just out of like a indie artist price range. Like,
True. What are some brands that you're attracted to from an indie artist standpoint? Like, what's some stuff? Who are some people that you think, other than Know Nothing?
Yeah.
Of course. But like, who are some people you think are doing it well nowadays?
Man, I love Brain Dead, and it's funny how like they're exactly like the same age as Know Nothing. They just like,
Oh, okay.
like seeing how they've moved and like come into this full, I don't know. It's only two guys. Well, I'm sure their team's a lot bigger now,
Yeah.
but like main two guys, and like I love what they're doing, and their prices aren't that bad, but quality's up there. What do I like?
Yeah, these questions are hard sometimes when I just
Levi's.
spring it on you. Really?
Vintage Levi's.
Right. Okay, not new Levi's.
Not new
just the
Levi's.
vintage
Levi's. I mean, new Levi's too. I don't buy them. At one point, I was buying new Levi's. I mean, Carhartt.
Hey, Carhartts are on, baby. It's fucking it's middle of January. Carhartts are definitely on right now, bro.
I mean, I'm a big workwear guy,
Yeah, you like functionality in your fashion, it seems like.
but you know, everything budget wise, you know, the thrift store,
Thrift store is
the
fucking
bins.
favorite store, bro. Man, talk about the fucking the vintage scene in fucking Louisville right now, man.
Oh, I mean, it's like inspired so many like other vintage scenes, like
No, for sure, for sure. it
like
has.
because Sean definitely inspired like all these other people, like the Witherspoon round 2 energy, but then like that in Louisville they took that scene and like I don't know, I like drove down Bardstown Road the other day and saw like 3 more hype sneaker shops. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
Yo, yeah. How do these stores keep like popping up? Like, is there really that much business? Like, are people really?
I even saw them in the mall too when I was at the mall. Like, there's a whole like Flight Club in the mall, like not called Flight Club, but
Flight Club-esque
yeah,
store.
and like really badly made. But yeah, it's the hustle.
Yeah, it is a hustle. I remember people used to like really be like used to be shit talking like the vintage wave. Like, oh, bro, I know this shirt's like $5. You charge it. Da, da, da.
Oh yeah,
But I was always very anti that because I'm like, all right, motherfucker, you didn't like go to the thrift store then. Like, you came to this shop to get a selected, curated array of products. Like, if you really feel that way, bro, drive your ass to a thrift store.
but like if you're friends with the guy that owns the store, you're always gonna get a discount. So just be
that's
nice to
also true.
to
That
the
is
people
also
that
true.
run the spots, because
Man, there's nothing like, honestly, there's nothing more advantageous than becoming friends with like your local blank store owner. Convenience store, vintage store, skate shop, like any of that, bro. Like,
be friendly.
be friendly. Yeah.
Is the final message on that one.
Shout out to being friendly and courteous of other people. You know what I'm talking about. This guy knows what I'm talking about over here. All right. One final question related to Jack, and then we can get out of here.
All right.
But, and we kind of touched on this a little bit as you were talking about you're more on the avant-garde kind of indie style of artwork, and Jack's artistic direction is obviously much more mainstream.
Well,
I don't know if I want to say clean, but like accessible.
well, Jack's whole like idea of where he wants to go is like
Household name kind of vibe.
well, he wants to be like Frank Sinatra is like his like key. Like, I mean, and even you see that, and that's what they all say. Like, that's like a Frank Sinatra reference. But like he wants to be like suit this, that, like that's what he views as like classic, sexy.
Right. Classic. I think is the right is like.
That, I mean, that's what he like
Yeah.
envisions himself as.
Well, what does it feel like though when he, you know, grabs you like, hey, we're shooting the Route 66 video, or I need a visualizer for the What's Poppin' remix or something like that. Like, what is that? Does that make you feel like, valid in certain respects, that like somebody who is like at this level can reach down, like, and bring you along?
Yeah. I mean, just with those like art direction wise, like I'm dictating like most of those decisions. Like with the Route 66 one, that one was definitely like, oh, we want your style on this because it's like a little bit grittier. And like that was nice to like still be called. But then I did all the lyric videos for the whole album as well. And they, and that was pretty much shot in one day, and just like try to like knock that all out. So I mean, it's nice. It's kind of just, at the end of the day, it's a decent check. And like,
I mean, I wasn't gonna ask, but I was, I had a feeling that.
Well, no, I mean,
it's probably a nice little.
It's a decent check, but it's not enough to like live off of.
Of course,
or like be, I would love to be salaried somewhere, and like, because even if I'm doing like that work, having that consistent.
Are you getting paid like mostly like in like a freelance artist style? Like, are you kind of just like independent contracting, freelancing?
Yeah, a lot of W-9s, a lot of contracts.
A lot of Man, I filled out a couple of W-9s myself this year. Actually.
W-9s, yeah.
Man, that's something that I've actually been recently, like, I finally quit working at this restaurant that I was working at, and I've been like moving into more like the freelance video and freelance editing world. And that's one thing that I like really struggled with, was like damn, first of all, you got to go find your own work, but B, as far as payments go, it's like, damn, I get this one lump sum of money like right here in the middle of December or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like, all right, I might not have any more money for 2 months. Like,
yes.
Like, what do you have any advice or tips for people out there who might be listening to try and combat that or live with that style of income?
I mean, I fuck with the Apple Card.
You get it? Is it easy to get approved for the Apple Card?
I think so. Okay, I mean, I think my first purchase was an iPad. I think I just got the iPhone on the Apple Card, and like, when you buy those, you like can do payment plans or whatever through the Apple Card, or you can just pay them off. And like, so you have this, it's an easy way to rack up credit. Your credit score get all nice. But then like,
Soul Serum Podcast, #1 financial advice podcast.
But see, every time you use Apple Pay with the Apple Card, you get 3 to 2% cash back. And so I would use that and then just pay it off with my regular bank account, no matter what the purchase is, just because. And you can probably put any of your credit cards that have cash back, like a Costco card or whatever. They have like 5% on gas, which I have, but I haven't set up because it's so easy to pay off the Apple Card on the Apple app, like setting up a whole nother thing. And
is the cash back really hitting like that? Like, are you really getting like?
Well, like, it depends on your purchase, but yeah, like, I mean, just think about it. Like, you're paying this tax and then you're getting 3% back, and then it's just like the little bits add up pretty fast. I don't know. It's just
okay. I see what you're saying.
It's like that Acorns thing, except you're not losing any money. You're just keeping your money.
The Acorns thing always felt like a scam to me. I never did it. I never did it, but I was like, well, y'all can't just be helping me that easy, right? Like,
you have to still like buy stocks in the Acorns, right? Like, it's just saving. It's just putting your money towards different stocks.
Oh,
so it's still risky. I think it's still like a risk.
Wow. Well,
like that's like, you could be up, you could be down.
Yeah.
Like, because it's like taking your change and putting it towards.
I see. Okay, I thought they just put it in like a separate bank account for you. I didn't know that they put it into stocks.
I think they try and invest it and like try and get you up, but like,
all right.
But like, you could lose in that same situation.
Yeah. You rocking with crypto and NFTs?
No, I like saw NFTs, how they popped off, and like I don't know. I was like, nah, I'm good on that. Like, everybody I know that's into it, that makes them, not everybody I know, but some people that are, it just seems all like such a money hungry, like greedy, like not art world centric thing.
Well, so I actually was just thinking about that. Like, what is that in your opinion? What is it? What is NFT's place in like the art world? Does it have a place in the art world even? I mean, it's art. It is art.
It's
right?
art. It's another medium, but not even a medium because it's only selling. It's like it
is made specifically with the intent
contract of how you sell it. But like I don't know. Even like as an artist, you have to. If I was to put up a piece on OpenSea, then you have to like put money up to sell it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which I've never had to. Other than making the piece, I've never had to like put money up to sell my object. I can just sell this object. So it's like honestly like a whole like paywall of entry just to like get into that door. But like I could honestly still sell this JPEG to somebody and get my Venmo $500 or whatever, which I have because I've done cover art. So like,
that's so funny. Buy this JPEG for me. They're like, it's an NFT. You're like, no. It's just a fucking JPEG. Yeah. like it must be Cash App ready.
Cash App ready. Buy it. 3,000 by 3,000 DPI. We got you.
I'm only rocking with 1,500 by 1,500.
But what's the difference? Like, you know, with the email contract of Word versus the smart contract is just that you have to pay for it. And that you might get more money from but see, I don't even know like the royalties situation. Like, you know, everybody's always talking about the royalties, but how much royalties do you get? Like,
I think it depends on your contract, right?
Okay.
Like, John, you might know, right? Like you could make it.
You just choose how much. Yeah.
Like 10%.
Yeah.
Damn, I'd make mine 50%. Fuck the 10%, bro. I'm getting so like if I make something and I sell it for 3 coins, no, not 3. If I sell it for 4 coins, so I get the 4 coins. Then that person sells it for 8 coins, but I'm getting 4 of those coins because I'm gonna make mine.
I think,
50%.
but like the whole big scam is that people are like buying something that they make their own for like $2 million and then like selling it back to themselves at like 180, and then they're like, I don't know, it's like
it's a boosting situation.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, the price is actually this because we got it for this.
Damn, I didn't even know that.
So there's just like that whole like game, and then like I think the profile picture shit is mad goofy.
Do you really? What's goofy about it? I'm not saying that it's like awesome, but like what's goofy about it? If I bought this JPEG, I want to be like, yeah, look at my.
Well, it's just it's just like we've been having profile pictures since like 2000 whatever, whenever profile pictures first started, and like Yahoo avatars were being built and all this.
The AIM.
Yeah, so, I don't know. It just seems very like goofy that it can be sold for that. It's like it's also just not good artwork.
Dude, I saw there was one. So I haven't been on Twitter since like April of 2019 or something like that. Recently, I've been doing some of the tweets for like Soul Serum, and we follow some crypto person on there. I don't know what it is, but they posted the worst NFT art the other day. Like it was just like it was like a bull with like the American flag and like some shit like that. And it was the first time where I was ever like, that is bad. Like this is really bad.
I had a friend that was like on their Instagram like, yo, I'm gonna start selling my nudes as NFT and I was like,
oh,
but like what the goofy thing about it is that like the image is already like out there and everybody can see it. Like
there's no exclusivity.
It's not like you buy it and the pixels go away. Like
you're like, oh god,
like you just putting it for sale is already...
Selling nudes as an NFT, man. That is some real 21st century ass shit right there, man.
But like, I think if you go on like OpenSea earlier, like when I first was on there was like hella different porn like on for sale.
John, what's your take on like NFT porn? No take. You're not buying anybody's
like unlockable content. With
Yeah,
NFT, so that's where I would see it.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Okay.
The tips and stuff. And then, like,
Yeah.
You get to see that when you buy it, but I don't know.
Okay. I think, the porn industry is always going to find out a way to get their bag in there. You know what I mean?
They're probably in there. They're already in NFT hub.
No, NFT hub. You go and search your categories. You're like,
They're counting
monkey blue.
They're counting the P's.
Are NFTs pushing P? Let's really get down to the discussion here. You think NFTs are P?
They ain't P to me. Except Gunna has it tattooed on him, so he obviously.
Oh my God, that's right. Gunna does have a fucking NFT tattooed on him.
Yeah.
I think as far as it relates to like hip hop and like rappers and whatnot, it's just like a different like form of jewelry.
Well, people have run out of things to
right?
flex.
Like, yeah. Literally, bro. They've literally run out of things to flex.
Because like
Future buying a fucking Bored Ape for like $300K or whatever. Future was not like on his laptop just like.
Do you see like the Instagram transactions go down? They always are like bought courtesy of this guy. Like it's like they'll have like a team of like two white dudes that come through and sit next down to Future on a couch and they're like purchasing the NFT for him. They're like here's how you do this, and like he's not doing anything, and they honestly might be buying the thing for him just for their own publicity to say like there's no actual like fact that Future bought it besides like this marketing agency comes and buys it for you and gives it to you. Like, because every time I've seen a rapper buy it, they have the team of white guys that come through with the computer.
I didn't know that. I didn't notice that it's like bought courtesy of.
Well, it doesn't say courtesy. They're like, this guy bought it, but there's a whole video, there's a rollout, and it's like the guy next to him is like on the computer and Gunna's like, yeah, I just bought this NFT. And then it's like.
Same, like run out of things.
Same thing with like Post Malone. Like they're not like on their MetaMask like making the purchase. They're like they have somebody come through and it's a like transaction.
Yo, the metaverse I've like purposefully like not even like dived.
I mean I've got my crypto wallet. And
you buying like
I'm not buying anything.
You buying meta real estate, like a meta acre?
Well, like it's just everything that is sold right now has like another place that is free. Like,
what do you mean by that?
Like there's Minecraft and you can have a plot of land on Minecraft and that's free. Or you could buy it and it's developed and it works. Or you could buy a plot of land on land.com and it's never going to work. Because they don't have a team of dope developers.
Yeah. Soul Serum Podcast is not only a hip hop podcast, it's a financial and crypto and metaverse podcast.
This is with the MST degree.
Hey man, you are looking at, I didn't do the whole pipeline. I did Brandeis, Highland, and Atherton.
Nice.
But
that's a different pipeline.
It's a different pipeline, yeah. Shout out to the Scotties and the now the Atherton Ravens. Not the Atherton Rebels anymore.
We got to tie it into Atherton Rebellion Ravens or something like that. That somehow
the rebellious Ravens.
Yeah,
honestly, a Raven might. I mean, like I rock with the Baltimore Ravens because of Lamar Jackson. So
I mean, you guys had like a Confederate guy as your logo.
Yeah.
So it was like kind of.
It makes sense. Like it was not. I was obviously not like directly racist, but when you looked at the logo, you're like. That guy definitely was fighting for slaves, like for sure, 100%. What was Manuel's? Y'all were like the fucking Rams.
Yeah, it was Crimson Rams. Yeah, Crimson Rams.
I lived my parents' house that I lived in was literally like right next to Manuel Stadium, so I like snuck into a bunch of Manuel games. Actually, I would just like it would be like
Derry Dell or
Derry Castle. All right, if I'm gonna keep it a whole bean with you, Derry Castle is more like the date spot. The more like I just want some nice soft serve ice cream. Go to Derry Castle after a baseball game. Derry Castle. Derry Dell though is the I'm going for quality here. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I need some popcorn chicken and a milkshake type shit. That's where Dairy Dell comes in.
Dairy Dell's my spot. I'm Dairy Dell.
I'm rocking with Dairy Dell. I'm rocking with the Oscars fucking hardware right there.
Plus they had during the pandemic they had a whole drive-through going that was like popping.
For real?
Yeah, they would just like the line would get deep and you would just and they'd have the little kids come up with their iPads like running the orders.
There's a place up here I forget what it is. It's kind of like over by NKU. John, what is that area called? All right, so boom. You go down the road behind Barleycorns.
Is it the Dairy Bar? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, the Dairy Bar. They have one of those up here. It's called the Dairy Bar. It's like a drive-through situation, but like they got like burgers and like chicken sandwiches and shit. Or you can get a raspberry chocolate milkshake.
I think they got that all at Dairy Dell too. Nobody orders it.
Yeah, I don't know why you would order the chicken sandwich. You can go to the fucking marathon next door and get some
taco in a bag.
Oh, the taco in a bag, man! Shout out to the good people at Larry's in Covington. They make a taco in a bag.
The best taco in the bag I ever had was on the river. Like little kids pull up in a canoe. And they got like a grill going on their canoe, and they're just
hey yo, that's mad dangerous. They just got the charcoal grill out on the canoe. That's mad dangerous.
I think it was like some type of electric joint, but it might have some like it's still dangerous probably because
definitely still dangerous. Definitely still dangerous.
It might have been. I'm imagining canoe, but it was probably one of those bad fishing boats but
the John boats. You know. Well, is there anything else you want to talk about? Anything you need to speak on, get off your chest before we get out of here?
No, I mean, it's been fun. You know,
I'm glad that we finally did this, man. Like I really, like I appreciate what you have done. Like when I was growing up in Louisville, what you were doing in the like streetwear fashion, like music scene. Like I really appreciated what you were doing. So it's a really cool full circle moment to have you here.
Yeah,
so I appreciate that, man.
New Know Nothing soonish.
You heard the man.
Hayes is wearing a sample sweater that should be dropping soon enough.
Okay.
On his last episode.
Yeah.
And what else? That's things are going great.
Where can the people find you at, man? If they want to reach out, if they want to follow.
Francis Thomasovich, Thomasovich, and the Francis is with an I. If you just search that, you can find most things related to me at this point. And just TikTok, Frank White Lemon, with the emoji, very rare.
Is the emoji in your at?
Yeah. I have the emoji in my at. Okay. TikTok wants me to change it, and I'm never gonna change it.
Nah, fuck that. TikTok.
They have a little bubble that's like, change your name. This is against our user policy. And it has a not now button, and I'm just like, not like.
Is there a never button?
It's like I'm never changing this. Like everybody, if I ever comment on somebody's like post, since I have like an emoji next to my name, everybody just like replies like, "How did you get an emoji? How did you do that?
It's exclusive. Sorry."
And it's like,
yeah, they probably wouldn't let me put one in mine. In the Soul Serum podcast.
No, it's not allowed for anybody.
Then how do you have it?
I don't know how it got. I made the username and I was like, I can put an emoji in this, and like it worked.
Look, man, if you have an inside man at TikTok, just let us know.
I had one video go viral on TikTok, and I haven't had success after that. They're probably shadow banning after the emoji.
Absolutely,
they're like, hey, if you change this, we'll let you. Pop off again, but no.
Damn, you got to beat the algorithm, bro.
But I don't know. I like TikTok a lot, just like for learning.
Yeah, it's very interesting. We actually, the episode that's going to come out before your all's interviews, we talked about, that we recorded earlier this week, was about like TikTok as a means of music promotion, like for up and coming artists. But in that as well, it's like, TikTok has many uses other than just like the music promotion. It's awesome for up and coming independent artists, but like you could also learn how to make a chest of drawers on TikTok. You know what I mean? Like crazy shit like that.
All that. So much content.
So much content. And if you want some more content, you can go follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Soul Serum, the Soul Serum TV Instagram as well. Follow us on TikTok at Soul Serum Podcast, at Soul Serum TV. Oh, you like the rug? Yeah.
I'll just making sure they know how
It's
to
a little
spell.
the rug is there's a stain right here. We can't put that up. I need some fucking OxyClean, bro. I need to disinfect.
How do you
some
stain
shit.
it?
I honestly don't know. It was in the old set in the basement. I think just people walked in with some.
See, the
some
thing about
stuff on
cool
'em.
rugs is you can't really use them.
Yeah, you can't actually step on them for sure, or you're not
Yeah.
supposed to. At least I don't
Yeah.
think. But subscribe to us on YouTube as well. Main page, TV page. You already know the fucking vibes. Fuck man. As always, thank you all for watching. I am your host, Clay Bonine.
Francis. Or Frank.
The artist formerly known as Franchise Fits. What was it?
Fresh Fit Franchise.
Fresh Fit Franchise.
Yeah.
Frankie Franchise. You probably got hella nicknames, don't you?
Yeah. There's a Daddy Frankie. Yeah.
Daddy Frankie.
That's my new DJ name that I've been going by.
Oh, really? Really? Where are you DJing at next?
I have no scheduled dates.
Okay, tight. Because we got some ideas. I'll tell you when we get off of this
All right.
podcast, and we will see you all next week. Deuces.